Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Hey guys, it's Sophie. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about my septoplasty and rhinoplasty that I had a little over 2 weeks ago. I was actually having issues breathing before, and it was because I had a deviated septum that was blocking my airways. I also have something called hemifacial microsomia. It's this. Which basically means that half of my face is like, you can't really see because of the blinds, but half of my face is smaller than the other half. So basically what happened was when I was about probably 14, I was in 8th grade. Are you 14 when you're in 8th grade? I think so. But I had braces and I went to like a normal like braces tightening whatever orthodontist appointment, and the orthodontist noticed. He was like, hey, your septum isn't straight, like you should go get that checked out. So I went to plastics, and at the time we were living in San Antonio, and they were like, yep, you have a deviated septum. It's not a big deal unless it's causing you to not be able to breathe too well, and in one side of my nose I really wasn't able to breathe very well. I was only 15 at the time and I wasn't fully grown, and I still had braces and all this stuff, so they didn't want to do it until I was older and fully grown. He only works on the face, so that's why we really trusted him to not mess my face up, because my nose didn't look bad. I didn't get it for cosmetics. I got it because I wanted to be able to breathe better, especially since I'm like a swimmer. Right now you're seeing the finished result of my nose. It looks the same as it did before. It looks a little straighter because obviously my septum was deviated. It's still a tiny bit swollen up. I don't have any scars except for one right here that'll probably go away. Okay, so if you guys can't tell, it's a different day. I'm in a different location. I had to stop filming last time. Picking up where we left off, so the day of my surgery, the night before, I didn't have anything to eat since 12 o'clock, doctor's orders. I woke up in the morning. My surgery was at 11, so I woke up at like 9, and we left. And it's about 40 minutes away, so we left and drove up to Providence. We dropped off my friend Emmy and drove up to Providence. So when I got there, they checked me in. They gave me a hospital gown. They gave me, you know, all the socks and everything, and they put me in this room with a bunch of other kids who were either being prepped for surgery or who had just gotten out of surgery. So we weren't allowed to film in there to like respect all those kids and their parents' privacy. I was in that room, and Dr. Wu, like the main doctor, came in, basically just checked up on me. He put a little dot on my nose to like mark where the surgery was happening, and yeah, then I walked into the room. I didn't get wheeled in or anything. I just walked into the OR, laid down on a table, and they gave me the anesthetic. And they actually strapped me down by my like hands and my ankles. They strapped them down, probably so I couldn't whack them in the face while they were performing surgery. They gave me anesthesia. They had to give me 2 different types of anesthesia because the first one, like the milder version, wasn't working. Like they were asking me, you know, are your feet tingly, are your fingers tingly, and I was like, no, I can feel everything. So they gave me like a really strong one that was it smelled like nail polish, but like 2 seconds of that and I was knocked out. So he had to break my nose, break like the bone, and like realign it. I think he like shaved off some of the cartilage, the septum, to straighten it out and make it so that my airways were open. And that's basically all he did. He cut my nose right here. That's where he like used it to like lift up or whatever. And I had stitches and a cast for 1 week, and I had tubes in my nose for 2 weeks. After surgery, I felt like super happy, and like I was laughing and everything from the anesthesia. I felt really great.
All right. How you doing, Sophie?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. So you just got out of anesthesia. You wanna look at me? How you feel?
Hungry.
Hungry?
I'm very hungry, actually.
All right.
Yeah. Pretty much that's it.
Is that all?
I think. I don't know. You told them something, because I can't even think.
What do you want me to tell him? What they did?
Yeah.
Well, look at me. So he had to break your nose because it was off center. And that's why if you look, you're gonna have black eyes, and you had bone growing into your septum. So they had to take the bone out of the septum. And then they rebuilt things. They put in spreader grafts from the cartilage. And then they had to turn your nose down and anchor it a little bit because it's upturned. So they turned it down so that as it healed, it wouldn't turn up too far and give you a piggy nose.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay.
You did good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But really the worst part of it is when the anesthesia was wearing off the first night. It makes you so nauseous that like you literally can't move. But I didn't look great, and I looked really bad for a few days after that, and I was super swollen. Day 1 and day 2 and maybe day 3 I think were the days that I was the most swollen.
Hey guys, so it's day 3 after the surgery. So day 1 was the day I had the surgery, then the next day, then now today. And my face is really swollen. My eyes are really swollen. Still have a cast, still have tubes in. My nose isn't bleeding anymore, so that's good. But yeah, it's pretty painful, pretty swollen. I have to take a whole bunch of like pain meds all the time. I have like a schedule of like what I'm taking. So yeah, so this cast is gonna come off on Wednesday. Next week it's currently Friday. And these tubes are gonna come out the Wednesday after that. So still have a while to go. Yeah, the bruising has kind of been setting in more and more as time goes on. I also have some tape burn right here from the tape that's holding, my cast down. I don't really look like myself at all. I look like somebody else, or like, I don't know, some creature. But yeah, that's, I guess, what's going on at the moment.
It started to go down on day 4. Day 5 and 6, I pretty much felt like myself. I was out like going to the movies and
Hey guys, so it's been, I think it's been 5 days since I had my surgery, and I'm finally feeling to a point where I can actually like talk to the camera. I look like a freaking monster still, but it's okay. My eyes aren't swollen anymore. They're still bruising. I still have, my nose is really swollen. But today, I'm going to try to go to the movies. And I'm going to be, this is going to be the first time that I was like out of the house, since I had my surgery, or since I got home from it, I guess. And really cross my fingers that I don't see anybody that I know. I also can't feel my teeth and my upper like mouth, as well as pretty much my whole entire nose. I can't feel it because this is compressing all the nerves in my nose, which also include the top of my mouth. So can't really taste anything, can't smell anything at all, and I can't feel anything up here. One other issue has been that I can't breathe out of my nose at all. Even though it's like completely open, there's tubes in there. I don't know if you can see, like there's tubes in there, and they are blocking my entire like airway out of my nose, so that's why I sound like I have a really bad cold. But when I sleep, I only breathe through my mouth, and so my mouth is open all night long, and when I wake up in the morning, my lips, my tongue, my entire mouth is like dry, like, and my tongue is literally like a rock. I have to like drink like 3 glasses of water before it can be like hydrated, and it's making my like lips really chapped. You can't really tell, but it's more on like the inside. But I don't really have any pain right now, so that's good. I'm almost off pain meds. I'm just taking 2 Tylenols every 6 hours as opposed to what I was doing before, which was like 2 Tylenols and 4 Motrins every 3 hours. And that's what I was doing for the first like 4 days. And I tried to get off of it yesterday, but it started to hurt a lot. So I'm trying again today, and it's been a success so far. But yeah, I'm going to try to go to the movies today, so we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. I did it, guys. I went to the movies. It was very embarrassing. Don't look at me. Alright, guys. It's currently been 6 days since my surgery. My cast is coming off tomorrow, but I'm not about to stay in the house any longer because it's freaking annoying and I'm going so crazy.
And then after 1 week, I had the cast and the stitches removed, and at that point, I pretty much felt normal. I couldn't really breathe out of my nose yet because there were still tubes in there. The tubes did, like my skin, my nose did start to swell up around the tubes like a day or 2 before I was supposed to get them out. And the tubes were huge. Like at first I thought they were probably like, you know, up to here, but they were like way back here in my nose, and it was causing my nose to look really big. Not like crazy huge, but like definitely a lot bigger than what you're seeing right now. And like even immediately after they pulled the tubes out, my nose immediately looks so much smaller. I got my tubes like out, swollen. And now my nose looks normal. I still am a tiny bit swollen right here and right here. Mom, it's all numb still. But.
Mom, look at this. It's a magic trick. That would have been.
So yeah, it's been now 2 weeks and basically 2.5 weeks, I think. And I was able to go back to work 2 weeks and 2 days after my surgery. So I went back to work on Friday when my surgery had been on a Wednesday. I worked Friday and Saturday. And so far, everything's fine. My nose is great. And yeah, this is the finished result. I guess that's it. See you guys later. Peace.